2, ready for session 5 of our handwriting challenge. We're going to follow the same sequence. We're going to start with our warm-up exercises. Then we're going to do our letter formation. And we're going to finally have a fun activity to practice those fine motor skills. Okay, let's get started. Our first exercise today works on two things that we need for handwriting. It works on our shoulder strength and it also works on that crossing the midline of our body that's really important. So to start with, you need to put your hands out in front of you, arms the same level as your shoulders, palms facing downwards. Right, we're going to pretend that our arms are like a pair of scissors and we're going to do some crossing over. So to start with, I'm going to take this arm over this arm, and then when we come back again and cross again, we're going to do it the other way around. So we cross, uncross, cross, uncross, cross, uncross, cross, uncross. Keep going, alternating which one goes over the top and which one goes underneath, using your arms like a big pair of scissors. Cross them over in front of you. One more. And relax. And next we're going to work on our wrist strength. So I want you to put your forearm on the table, that's a bit from your elbow down to your fingers, and then I want you to curl your fingers to make a fist. With your other hand, rest it just comfortably just behind your wrist. Now you're going to bend your fist up and hold it for 5. Just as far as is comfortable for you. Don't push it too far, I don't want any injured wrists. Ready? Lift it up and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back down onto the table. And lift up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down again. That's 2 done. We're going to do 5 altogether on that hand. Up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down again. And up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down again. And up again. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax that wrist with a little shake. So now it's time for the wrist lifts with the other hand. So put it on the table in front of you, forearm resting on the table. Make a fist with your hands, put the other hand on your arm behind, and we're going to do those 5 lifts for a count of 5. So bend your wrist up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down again. And up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down again. And up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down again. And up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down again. And up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rest it. Give your hand a little bit of a shake, and then we're ready for writing. Today we're going to practice 3 letters that are tunnel letters. The first one we're going to practice is N. So watch carefully. Pen on the line, leading stroke. It's a half size letter. Down, like a stone. Over. And exit stroke. It's called a tunnel letter because you can imagine a train going through the tunnel. Let's do the next one. Leading stroke. Straight down, that bit's really important. Back over the top, down, exit stroke. And another one, draw one in the air in front of you. Leading stroke, straight down, back up, over in the tunnel, and exit stroke. Stop and have a little go. Pause and practice the letter N. And the next tunnel letter that we're going to practice is the letter M. It's quite similar to N, except for it has two humps, two tunnels. Watch carefully. Leading stroke, straight down. Up and over for the first hump. Back up the same line, over for the second hump, and exit stroke. Watch again. Leading stroke, straight down. Up and over for the first hump. Back up and over for the second hump, and exit stroke. Do one in the air in front of you with your finger. Leading stroke, straight down. Up and over for the first hump. Up and over for the second hump, and exit stroke. Have a little stop and practice. Pause and practice the letter M. And the final letter that we're going to practice the formation of today is H. So this has a tall ascender. So we do the leading stroke, but we keep going up till we get to the line. Then down, halfway back up, and then do your tunnel and your exit stroke. Watch again. Leading stroke, ascender right up to the line. Then down to the bottom line, halfway back up, and turn into the humpy bit. And exit stroke. Next one. Leading stroke, straight down, only go halfway back up. That's important so it doesn't turn into the letter N. Over and exit stroke. You can see that N's and H's are very similar, so it's very important to remember that H is a tall letter with an ascender, and the round bit, the tunnel bit, is only half the size of the letter, whereas with N, the tunnel bit goes nearly to the top of the stick that you did at the beginning. Okay, have a practice. Pause and practice the letter H. And now we're going to do some joining. These letters are quite easy to join because the entry stroke and the exit stroke are down near the line. So we're just going to join two N's together first. Watch carefully. Leading stroke, down, up, over, exit stroke turns into the leading stroke of the next N, up, down, that bit's really important, back over, and exit stroke. Let's do another one. Leading stroke, straight down, back up nearly to the top of the stick, over, exit stroke turns into the entry stroke of the next letter, so up, down, nearly up to the top, over, and exit stroke. I'll show you the mistake that children often make with this if they've got problems with their handwriting. They do the first N properly, the leading stroke, straight down, up, over. Sometimes they go, they're doing it really well so far, leading stroke, and they forget to go down and they just come over, and that isn't a proper N. So avoid doing that. Let's do one more properly, do it in the air in front of you. Leading stroke, straight down, up and over. Leading stroke for the next N, straight down, that's the important bit, up, over, exit stroke. Stop and have a go. Pause and practice joining N's. And now we're going to practice joining two N's. With this one we get an awful lot of tunnels, so you have to keep account of what you're doing. So first N, leading stroke, straight down, up and over, up and over. Now the exit stroke turns into the leading stroke of the next letter, straight down, up and over, up and over, and exit stroke. You can see that it's clearly two N's because there's a stick for that one, there's a stick for that one. You must remember to come down to start with. Let's do another one. Leading stroke, straight down, up and over, up and over. Exit stroke turns into the leading stroke for the next letter, straight down. That's the important bit. Up and over, and exit stroke. Have a try. Pause and practice joining M's. Now we're just going to recap on all the letters that we've practiced so far in the writing challenge. We started off with, that's right, C, then A, then D, and then G, and then O, and then Q, and then, oh, it was S, and then moved on to E, and then we had the ones that went to a straight line, I, and L, and T, and X, oh, I forgot the kick, and Z, and then we've had R, and V, and W, and adding on to the end today, we've had N, M, and H. So we can make a lot of words now that we've got all of those letters. Today I particularly want to practice using N, M, and H. So I think to start with, I'm going to write just some two-letter words. I'm going to write in. So we're going to be practicing the N, but we're going to start with the I. So let's remember our I formation. We do leading stroke, straight down. And if we want to go into an N, we do leading stroke, straight down again. But this time we go back up that line, over and flick. And we mustn't forget to go back and dot our I. I'm going to do another one. You write it in the air in front of you with your finger. Leading stroke, down, take it into the leading stroke for the N. But remember with the N, you must come down first, then back over and exit stroke, go back and dot your I. One more, leading stroke, down, leading stroke to the N, straight down, and back up to make the tunnel, down and exit stroke, go back and dot your I. Have a little practice of that. And now I'm going to practice joining M into a word, and I'm going to write am. So am. So first of all, I start with my A, which starts with a C formation, so leading stroke, back, round, up, down. Now I'm ready to do my M, which was our letter from today, so leading stroke, straight down, back up for one hump, back up for the other one, and exit stroke. Let's do that again. Leading stroke, come round, go up, go down, leading stroke for the M, straight down, one hump, go back up for the other hump, and exit stroke. Okay. And now I think we'll write a three-letter word that has M and N in it. I am going to write man. Ready? Leading stroke, down, back up and over, back and up and over. Now we need the A, so it's leading stroke into the curly cup, back round, up, down, and now it's ready for the N, so it's leading stroke, straight down, up over the tunnel, down, and exit stroke. I'll do one more. Leading stroke, straight down, up for the first tunnel, up for the second tunnel, then lead into the A, but back round the curly cup, up, down, lead into the N, leading stroke, down, up, over, and exit stroke. I think we need to do a word that has H in it now. Let me think, what could we write? I think we'll write hand, because that's useful practicing of H and N. So remember, H has a tall ascender, so leading stroke right to the top, then all the way down in a straight line, halfway back up and down. Then you're going into an A, so remember that starts with a curly cup, round, up, down, and next is N, hand. So let's do the leading stroke, down, up and over, hand, no D on the end, so that's a D. So that starts with the curly found the start, and then it goes all the way up to the top, straight down and exit stroke. So that's quite interesting. You've got a pattern. You've got a tunnel letter, then a letter that starts with the C formation, then another tunnel letter, then a letter that starts with the C foundation. So that's quite good practice for you. Let's do one more. Leading stroke for the tall letter, all the way down, halfway back up because it's an H, over we go. Now the next letter is A, so it starts with a C. And comes down. Now the next one's going to be another tunnel one, so we go into it but straight down. Then up to make the tunnel. And the next one's D, so I'm thinking about the C formation to get me started. All the way up to the top and exit. Remember, with these joined words, you start at the beginning and you don't take the pen off until you get to the exit stroke, the last letter. That's a bit of a challenge, so stop now and practice writing all of those words. Pause and practice writing in, am, man and hand. So now it's time for our fun activity. For our fun activity today, we're going to do some paper scrumpling and then we're going to do some target practice. So are you ready? What you need for this is different types of paper. I've got lots of scrap paper here. I think you can see I was using that when I was doing my handwriting. It's gone through, so we're going to recycling now, but I'm going to use it for my paper scrumpling. I've got newspaper, 3 newspapers in Waitrose, and I've also got some tissue paper. So different types of paper that are waste paper that you don't want anymore. No posh paper. Maybe some pictures you've done that you thought, well, I might just put that in the bin. Instead of that, you can use it to strengthen your hands and to do some paper scrumpling. So I'm going to start off with a sheet of newspaper. And my challenge is to roll this into a ball with one hand. So I'm going to put my hand in the middle, and then I'm going to start using my fingers to pull it into a nice hard ball. I'm not going to use my other hand to help at all, even though that's more natural. So that's my first ball made. Okay, now I'm going to try a different type of paper. Oh, here's one, left over from my handwriting. It would go in the recycling, but I'm going to use it for strengthening up my right hand. Scrunch it together and then squeeze it really tightly to try and make a hard ball. So put it in your fist. Okay, now I think I'll do another piece of newspaper. So hand in the middle, use all your fingers, press on the table to pull it together. Make them all work hard. When you've finished, see if you can squeeze it to make a really tight ball, because if you're doing target practice, it's better if you've got nice hard balls to try things. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of tissue paper. That's much nicer to scrumple up, very soft on my hand. Okay, when you've done a few with one hand, try the other hand. So now my left hand's got to do the work, and I think I'm going to find that harder. Put your hand on the table and scrumple it all up. Use all of your fingers and your thumb to gather it together. Okay, now just carry on making them until you've got a nice pile of scrumpled up paper balls. I'm going to cheat a bit now and use both hands to squeeze it really tight, but that's good too because that's strengthening my hands. Squeeze them as tight as you can. If they've come apart a bit, pass it from hand to hand. Really make your hands work, because this is all just strengthening up your hands. Right, I've got 5 made. You can probably make a lot more. Now we're ready for our target practice. So now I've done the hard work with my fingers, I'm going to have some fun. I've got a bucket. You could use any container, but you want a reasonably big space to get things in the top, because you're going to be aiming to throw your paper balls into the bucket. So I put the bucket down here, hopefully you can see that. Then I'm going to take quite a few steps back, and I'm going to see if I can throw my 5 paper balls into the bucket. I'll get a point for every one I get in. Watch and see how well I do. Right, let's see if I can get it in. Ah, nearly. Let's try number 2. Screw it tightly with your hand before you throw it, because then it's more likely to go in the right direction. Aim carefully. Yes! Right, let me try number 3. Can I get this one in? Oh, no, too short. Try again. Yes, 2 in. Let's try number 5. Can I get it in? Yes! So let's have a look how I did. I got 1, 2, 3 points. If that's a bit too easy for you, you can make it more difficult. You can find a container that has a much smaller hole. I'm going to go and see what I can find. So I've had a bit of a look around my house, and I found this metal vase, always ask an adult before you use anything for this sort of thing. This won't break, so it's fine to use, but always check. Don't just grab something and try it. Check with an adult before you start using any of them. So this one's only got a small hole. I don't think I can get any of the balls in. I'm going to have a try. I'm going to make it a bit easier by putting it a little bit closer to me. I'll move the bucket out of the way, and there's my vase. Let's collect up my paper balls for throwing. Here we go. Right. Can I get even one in? Let me see. Remember, use your hands to screw them up tight again to strengthen your hands. No! I think this one's too hard a challenge for me. Oh, I hit the vase. Get one in. I need to aim really carefully. Maybe if I get down lower, I'll do better. No. Last chance. Oh, 0 out of 5. Not very good. Right. Why don't you have a try? I'm sure you're better at throwing and aiming than me. Have some fun. Remember to work hard on screwing up the balls, because that's the bit that's good for your hands and for your handwriting. See you tomorrow.